Good afternoon. Welcome to Sunshine Reports. My name is Odunayo Sawyer. Persistent traffic gridlock around the Ojoba market in Akure, Ondo State capital, has been linked to negligence from authorities responsible for managing public spaces. Traders have encroached in walkways and designated taxi routes, particularly during peak evening hours, exacerbating the congestion. Osrc's visit to the market revealed that the situation has deteriorated, with many traders setting up stalls in areas meant for pedestrian and vehicular movement. This encroachment not only disrupts traffic flow, but also poses safety risk for both shoppers and drivers navigating the busy market area. Residents of Aule Road in Akure South have commended the Ondo State government for its commitment to rehabilitating their long-neglected road. The 1.6-kilometer stretch, beginning from Ilesha Garage, is expected to be completed with an asphalt overlay by the end of January. Omoriona Ubeji reports that neighboring communities, including Orita Obele, are hopeful for similar government interventions on their roads as they eagerly await improvements.
A few days ago, Ondo State Governor Lucky Ayedatiwa approved the completion of 50 ongoing township road projects across the 18 local government areas of the state. Reports confirmed that the governor released funds for the completion of these projects, which include asphalt overlays, reconstruction, and rehabilitation of selected roads statewide. Special advisor to the governor on infrastructure, Ayuadi Babalola, said government is ensuring contractors return to work promptly.
As rightly asked, we thank God and we appreciate God immensely for the life of our governor, Honorable Dr. Lucky Orimisan Ayedatiwa. So I do say that we are all lucky and we are fortunate. But their health is very important to us, very, very important. The health of our people is very important to us. So that we just appreciate them and then we always keep on telling them they should just exercise patience. Everything will be sorted out.
The Osrc camera captured ongoing construction on Aule Road, where improvements aim to alleviate persistent flooding issues for residents.
The condition has been so deplorable over years, so that whenever there is rain, there used to be flood. Especially at this other side of the road.
Do me pé ó yẹ ṣe inú mi dùn gan. Torí number one ó affect mi iṣẹ́ mi. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn èèyàn ló dé affect ní ládùúgbò tó yẹ pé ní shop tó yẹ pé December time yẹn anybody ò ṣiṣẹ́ rárá. Nígbà tó ń ṣe bá fílẹ̀ tó ń ṣe àwa gbàdúrà pé wọ́n rà ní wọ́n bọ̀ pé wọ́n fẹ́ wá da ọ̀dẹ̀. Wọ́n gbà tá a tún rí wọn pé wọ́n tún wá tún ṣe bridge tó tún fẹ́ wá bá ọ̀dẹ̀ inú wa dẹ̀ dùn.
It's very good as they are doing it. We thank God for the life of the kind of government we have right now, as they can remember the community for reconstruction of the.
Consultant on site, Oluwaseun Oguntoye, confirmed that the 1.6-kilometer project will be completed by the end of January.
We realize that we have to introduce cross covert. We call this one cross covert. And at the same time, the state government also introduced a mini channel here, so that when we cross the runoff on the other side, through the help of this cross covert, we turn into this channel. So we realize there's a stream down there, so we'll be able to discharge it to the stream, so that we can ease the volume of runoff that is affecting properties along the route. With the things on ground, before 15th of the 15th is before end of next week.
Similar government attention for their roads.
I've been in this estate for the past 10 years now, and this has been the situation of this road. Either it is rainy season, but in the dry season now, what you see is dust.
Tábàtì yà wọlé láti gate Orita Obele títí wọnú Ọlọ́pẹ Alágbàdo Royal G5 Royal G6 Avenue gbogbo ẹ̀ báwọn yẹn gbogbo àwọn estate yẹn ni ò dá.
I reside in Orita Obele Estate, 4th Avenue. during rain season to come out is very difficult for you, and in time of dry season again I'm making bag. I can't dispose my bag because of the dust. Please, we need your assistance concerning the road. Please, if at all you can do anything, we'll be grateful.
Communities such as Okeodu and Ikpinsha remain hopeful that their dusty roads will soon be transformed into smooth asphalt surfaces. Omoriola Hungbeji, Osrc News.
Agriculture is hitherto a cornerstone of Nigeria's economy, but how can the sector truly fulfill its potential? An expert in agricultural engineering, Professor Femi Ajibola, shared his views on why Nigeria must take agriculture more seriously to reap its full benefits. In an exclusive interview with Osrc's Zahid Aribisala, Professor Ajibola highlighted key areas where reforms are needed to boost the sector and ensure that farmers see tangible rewards from their hard work.
Until we decide to take agriculture seriously, and when I say take agriculture seriously, I mean take it really seriously, not by word of mouth. I think it's going to be difficult for us to really break through. Agriculture provides us an opportunity to really get ahead. It is for us at the moment, but there are some fundamentals that we need to deal with. Those fundamentals mean that those people who are practicing agriculture must benefit from practicing agriculture. Do you understand what I'm saying? The way for them to benefit is either because they are selling high prices of food or that their cost is reduced. You understand? How can you reduce their cost? Make sure that rural roads are there. Make sure that the facilities they require are available to them. You understand? So that they can produce, process, and market at reasonable prices, so that you and I, who are buying from them, will be buying at reasonable prices, and still they'll be doing well. The day in which a farmer or a processor, if we do not change our system such that agriculture becomes lucrative, then we still have a long way to go. So we have to all think together and start saying, how do we make it such that those who are into food production, preserving, and marketing are doing well, just like those people who are building roads are doing well. Thank you.
Meanwhile, Nigerians are hopeful for a stable and reliable fuel supply as government-owned refineries, including the recently revived Warri refinery, begin operations. This shift aims to reduce the country's dependence on imported fuel, which exposes Nigeria to global market fluctuations. Omoriola Hungbeji engaged various stakeholders to discuss the implications of operational public refineries for citizens and the economy, and the consensus is that functioning refineries could enhance local fuel production and stabilize prices, benefiting the broader economy. The report.
In 2024, the festive season in Nigeria has been marked by a notable absence of fuel scarcity attributed to President Bola Tinubu's removal of fuel subsidies and efforts to revitalize the nation's refineries. This change has raised hopes for a stable fuel supply, reducing dependence on imports and mitigating exposure to global market fluctuations. Vice Chairman of the Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria in Ondo State, Idowu Adebusuyi, confirmed that local refineries are now operating at 60% capacity, with Dangote Refinery loading 500 trucks daily. This operational boost suggests that fuel scarcity may soon be a thing of the past.
For instance, if I'm to take Akure here as a typical example, which is the capital of Ondo State, for us to continue to have product around, to continue to have the environment wet with petrol, we must not have less than 20 trucks per day. So what we are having as of today is more than 30 trucks per day. So by implication, there's no way there can be scarcity of that product. And whenever there's competition, you can see that price has started crashing.
A social analyst, Dr. Benga Abimbola, welcomed the developments, highlighting their potentials to lower fuel prices and position the market.
The importation will be reduced further and further. And once importation is reduced and local production is increasing, then prices will be affected positively. How? Because you will not be talking about duties, custom duties, shipping, transportation, clearing and forwarding. All these things will no longer be there. They will not be part of the prices that have been placed on the end user.
Financial experts Rotimi Ogunleye emphasized the need for government support for modular refineries, arguing that private sector involvement could further strengthen the economy.
If we have modular refineries around that are going to add value to all of this, you'll find out that all these modular refineries, whatever their product will be, plus that of Dangote, and now our refineries, at no time we'll discover that we'll now begin to export PMS to neighboring African countries, especially when the cost of delivering these products to them will reduce the cost of their pump price too in their country.
What I will advise the government now is that the model, if you go to Eket, if you go to Onne, if you go to the south, you will see Warri area, all those areas, some modular, instead of clamping down on them, why don't you regulate them? Why don't you encourage them so that a refinery, modular refinery that can produce even for one small village or one small city, then should be encouraged.
Nigeria is a very lucky country. We have high-level deposit of crude in different states around Nigeria. Talk about Delta, you talk about Port Harcourt, you talk about Anambra, you talk about Ondo State. All of us has crude oil deposit. So what we need to do is, if there is high demand for crude, what we need to do is to release more oil block for people to continue to tap. And there are market for the refined product, and since we have it, I don't think having crude for all the refineries, including Dangote refinery, will be a problem because we have it in abundance in Nigeria.
Overall, revamping Nigeria's refineries is seen as a strategic move towards economic diversification and growth. Omoriola Humbiji, Osrc News.
On a somber note, Ondo State is in a 3-day mourning period following the death of its secretary to the state government, Mr. Temitayo Oluwatuyi. Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa announced the mourning from January 5 to January 7, 2025 in honor of Oluwatuyi, who passed away on Saturday while receiving treatment after a car accident. The governor described Oluwatuyi as a man of profound character whose contributions to the state's governance and politics were significant. During a condolence visit to Oluwatuyi's family in Akure, Governor Aiyedatiwa praised him for his humility and dedication, stating that the history of Ondo State would be incomplete without acknowledging his impact. Government House correspondent Wahab Bankole reports.
Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa was joined by members of the Ondo State Executive Council on a condolence visit to the family of the late secretary to the state government, Temitayo Oluwatuyi, affectionately known as Tukana. Governor Aiyedatiwa described Oluwatuyi as a pivotal figure in Ondo State's politics, noting that the state's history would be incomplete without acknowledging his contributions. He encouraged the family, particularly Oluwatuyi's wife and children, to find solace in their faith, praising him as a gentleman who embodied humility and decorum in both public and private life.
The position you occupy as secretary to the state government has interaction with almost every MD. He has also been around for a while. The time as local government chairman, commissioner different times. He has been SSG before now, before he was reappointed again. It's more like a recurring decimal in Ondo State political arrangement. Loved by his people, a gentleman, so humble, a jolly good fellow, who has impacted so many lives by his kind or through his kind disposition. There's no way that we will not miss him.
Oluwatuyi's children abroad via video call, offering prayers for the deceased soul, assuring the family of government support during this challenging time.
I want you to know that God knows about what has happened. Because there is no way a soul will depart this world without the knowledge of God. Say, blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted. The Lord will comfort you.
Amen.
And every other members of your family.
Amen.
Those of us that are behind, the time of reflection for us. To know that one day, we'll also answer the call. But before the time comes, what our current engagement, because this will only happen in time, make the most of what God has placed in our hands.
In honor of Oluwatuyi, Aiyedatiwa declared a 3-day mourning period, 7, accompanied by prayers led by Special Advisor on Infrastructure, Ayoade Babalola, for the family and Akure community. A family member expressed gratitude to the governor for his support during this difficult time. Temitayo Oluwatuyi, who served twice as secretary to the state government, was also a former commissioner for local government and chieftaincy affairs and chairman of Akure South local government. He passed away on January 4, 2025, following injuries sustained in a car accident on December 15, 2024. Wahab Bankole, Osrc News.
Meanwhile, the passing of the secretary to the Ondo State government has been described by mourners and sympathizers as one that creates an irreplaceable void in both personal and professional spheres. OSRC's Saheed Aribisala reports that his dedication to service remains etched in the hearts of those who were touched by his presence.
The news of Temitayo Oluwatuyi's death, secretary to the Ondo State government, has sent shockwaves throughout the state. His residence has transformed into a gathering place for mourners paying their respects, reflecting the profound impact he had on many lives. Grief is palpable among family, friends, and well-wishers who struggle to accept the loss of a man known for his humility and kindness.
As I heard the news yesterday, I was very shocked because first of all, I heard the news. I thought that it's a lie, but getting to the evening times, I can't have the news fully, so I'm not happy. I'm not happy at all.
Mr. Atukana is a very nice man. I was with my friend yesterday that I heard the news. It's very saddening. We lost a great man, a cheerful giver, a nice man. He's a husband to all the women.
He's a bosom friend. He's a bosom friend and very generous, a cool-headed guy that doesn't want any problem, and he combines the attributes and at the same time he helps people a lot.
Those close to him remember Oluwatuyi as an unassuming politician whose generosity and dedication earned him widespread admiration. His humility, even in a prominent political role, resonated with many, including those who never met him.
He's a nice man to us. This Oshinle is a nice man, very, very humble. In fact, everybody very, very sad. So I don't know what I can say, but as he died now, nobody happy. Nobody this Oshinle. Because every time the water here, when they pump, this area, this Oshinle area, yeah, every day, even himself, he will open the water for everybody to be fetched. So well, as he died, we lose him too much.
Látàná tí dáàdì tún kú bàbá tún kànà mi ò gbádùn bí mo ṣe wà gan ẹ rí pé mo jòkó sílẹ̀ bá mi bẹ̀ yẹn ni òun ṣáà ni mo máa ń rò ṣe irú mi tá à ń pọ̀ yẹn everyday ló máa ń ṣe fún wa number one tómi yẹn ò bá kárí eléyìí tó ń lò nínú ilé ẹnìkan pọ̀npù ẹ̀ síta àtúnpà àná gan àmùpọ̀ máa kú omi yẹn la pọ̀npọ̀npọ̀npọ̀ máa lẹ́lẹ́ àná ibẹ̀ bó ṣe kú gan lànà gan wọ́n ṣe ń pọn mi yẹn náà ikú ẹ̀ káàyàn lára lọ́ọ̀ṣẹ̀lẹ̀ gidi o èèyàn gidi ni ó nice gidigidi kò gbéraga anybody ló free kì í tilẹ̀kùn ilé ẹ̀.
Oluwatuyi, morning, a loving husband and father. Sahira Ribisala, Osrc News.
We now retake that story on traders' encroachment on Ojaba market in Akure, where it has been linked to negligence from authorities responsible for managing public spaces. Traders have encroached on walkways and designated taxi routes, particularly during peak evening hours, exacerbating the congestion. OSRC's visit to the market revealed that the situation has deteriorated, with many traders setting up stalls in areas meant for pedestrians and vehicular movement. This encroachment not only disrupts traffic flow, but also poses safety risks for
Severe congestion has plagued the Ojaoba market in Akure, raising concerns among local residents. The market's walkways intended for pedestrian use have been overtaken by traders, forcing pedestrians to navigate through cramped spaces and often leaving them stranded. Additionally, designated taxi routes have been converted to makeshift stores for selling various goods, including vegetables and clothing. This encroachment has further exacerbated the traffic situation, making it difficult for vehicles and motorbikes to pass through. Residents and road users are increasingly frustrated with the worsening conditions, describing the situation as unmanageable. Many have called on authorities to take immediate action to restore order and ensure safe passage for both pedestrians and vehicles.
Traders have encroached further into what the government designated as their number two. Secondly, the drivers also who just park their vehicle briefly to drop passengers, and for some of those who have come to the market looking for a place to park. I know government has a designated area for vehicles to park. So that's what I think. So what I think government can do is to see how they can encourage these people, because people who have money have shops. But for these ones who are on the road, they don't have money to buy to get shops. So if government has a way of encouraging them so that they can give them shops, at the end of the day, it's possible to not drive them away completely from the road.
The way they did is coming from our government. Now government now cause all this problem, because if they do their own work rightly, perfectly, so people are not coming from inside of the market to come on the road to come and put the thing that they sell on the road. If our government work well, so I think all this goes slow, it will be solved. All this problem will be solved.
As at the time of filing this report, efforts to get a reaction from government authorities proved abortive. There is a growing hope, however, that the government will investigate the root causes of this congestion and implement effective. Omoriola Hungiji, OSRC News.
And to sports, Nigeria Premier Football League side Sunshine Stars FC are out to add fresh legs to their squad in the January transfer window as players and officials of the club resume training ahead of the second round of matches in the 2025 season